a nice presence on the ground before he tried to take to the skies. Meanwhile, now I did see HiyA put down a bunch of his own additional factories. You do see, I think these are two observers. I think might be two, might be one. I'll do the two shirts, so I might be going for that little sack trick. Definitely trying to find a positioning for himself to try to sneak in. Still has a bunch of Dragoons across those bridges, so at least if any push comes out, he's going to know what's happening as it happens. Has a shuttle in there as well for Zealot bombs and a building, which I am not sure what is because it is blocked. I assume it's a Citadel of a Dune. Don't think I've actually seen that come down yet. Fifth factory now going to be on the way, so I think this will be a five fact for HiyA. This might be a more of a defensive push rather than an offensive one, just so he can pick up an additional base for himself. Don't think he's going to go out there to try to snipe one. I think it's just going to be kind of a response to what HiyA's what Free's doing, but he is going across the bridge, so I'm not all good too sure. He's trying to pick up, I think, the line position for him, because if he wants to continue expanding, especially if he wants to expand northward to put on more pressure on Free, he's going to want to take this entire line. He's going to want to take a huge position, but Free going to react to this by putting down his own Dragoons. Actually going to be forced back, losing a couple at the front, moving out with a shuttle here. We're going to see what he's actually managing. Siege tanks unsieging at just the right time. Scan's going to come off as well, so HiyA wants to make damn well sure he knows the position he's in. Shuttle going to come in here. No turret in place, so he might actually manage to get quite a few Zealots out. There are a couple of vultures down the ground, but they're going to be siege tanks. HiyA doing an absolutely beautiful job of unsieging at just the right time. Mine's going to be put down by these vultures, getting their upgrade just at the right time. And the shuttle flying around there in the air uselessly, not doing much. Some Zealots here at the back don't probably have Zealot speed yet, because Silver Dune, I believe, just now has come up, so waiting on that right now as well. Turrets being put down just so the shuttle stays useless. Desperately trying to get some Zealots up to those tanks, but tanks being utilized absolutely beautifully. Sieging on siege at the right time. One Zealot, cut him off. Get one Mind Dragon. Turret not going to come up, and quite a few vultures being picked off there, so beautiful play there now. Barracks, oh, it does go down, so that's going to be another barracks. So HiyA's going to be forced to pull as soon as the barracks goes up. You can see a full face shot of HiyA there, but he's still pushing up. I thought it was going to be more a defensive thing, but he's actually moving up close. Definitely think he's actually at this point going to try to go all the way to the natural, try to do a contain on that base there. We're going to see how successful it is, because so far he's been doing an absolutely beautiful job of siege, unsiege movement.
Yeah, that was some very, very impressive micro there. None of the Zealot bombs doing much of anything except stopping or delaying a turret, really. I'm not able to do much else, and I think HiyA is going to take the 6 o'clock now. I thought I saw something moving down there. Hopefully HiyA is going to take a third base. He really should do it pretty soon. He could dedicate to this 5 factory push and really go for the kill, but I think, I don't know if this contain is going to be just good enough to do that. Ooh, actually getting a nice Zealot bomb there, picking off 2 or 3 tanks. That was very, very nice for Free. HiyA not paying attention at that exact moment, was busy macroing or doing something else, and Free was able to take advantage. He has finished his speed lot, so he could go for a big flank. This contained by HiyA doesn't actually cover the outer bridge, leaving the natural expansion all that well, so he could, Free certainly could get across that bridge and try and do kind of a long front, go from his bridge down to the center expansion, or maybe even send a few units to the back to cut off reinforcements, and really just come in from a lot of different angles on this force for HiyA as soon as he feels comfortable. He could also be waiting for arbiters, but not sure if he's going to have time to sit here and wait. We do see the forces coming across the bridge here, and he's going to try and set up a pretty wide arc. You can see Free's forces making a nice arc, charging in here. Here come the Zealots first, clearing away most of their mines, and there are still a whole lot of Zealots coming out left, and they are getting into the front lines of the tanks. The front tanks are certainly going to go down, but the vultures are in between the front and the back line, and doing a pretty decent job of at least protecting the last couple of tanks, but it looks like Free's going to have enough to take this down. He's got a lot of Dragoons left. If he can micro this and stop shooting vultures and actually shoots tanks, if he can stop shooting vultures and shoot tanks, there we go. Zealot's getting into the tank line, and this 5-fact push has been nullified. So Free is in a huge lead here, especially since he sees the 6 o'clock base. He's going to be able to take that down. There's very little HiyA can do to defend this, so Free has just taken a huge lead in this game. I'm going to get arbiters going, and honestly, that's the decisive moment in this game right now. If Free loses this game, it's going to take some fantastic play from HiyA, because a failed 5-fact push just puts you so far behind economically, especially if your third doesn't even get up like it's not for HiyA in this case.
Yeah, really bad position for them. I feel he should have cut his losses and tried to retreat with the back of his forces. He might have thought, I still have some of this. Still had a lot of auxiliary forces. Still had quite a few vultures in there. Probably going to lose the command center to all those Dragoons. Yep, the command center, goodbye. right now, yeah. But still trying to go out there with some vultures, trying to do some harassment. But Free doing a beautiful job of not allowing him to that 12 o'clock position, not allowing him to get to his third. He's desperately, meanwhile, HiyA desperately trying to get his army back up. But definitely feel he should have cut his loss in that. He could have sacked maybe half of his army to save the other half. I mean, not the position you want to be in. And he wouldn't have done as much army damage, but at the same time, still not really a very good position to be in. For HiyA at the very least, going to be able to deny that upper... Well, not deny it, but... Yeah, it's...
Delay
warps in, Ranshin. Yeah. Warps in, Ranshin. Remember how it works? But the upper left in position, at the very least, going to be able to, spot that out. So it's something. It's knowledge. It's what he needs right now. He needs to get that scouting. He needs to be annoying and harassing with these vultures right now. Utilize what he has, because right now the only thing he can continue... Oh, losing some vultures' own minds there. But the only thing he has right now are vultures, and he has to utilize them as well as he can. But Free doing a beautiful job, just sending out his zealots first to clear up. He's going to be able to defend this upper left hand very safely. And this upper left hand is, of course, going to lead to yet another easy base. So he's going to be able to pick up the entire northern side. And this is exactly... I think it's pretty much exactly what I said near the beginning of the game. If Free can hold HiyA to his corner while he picks up the entire northern side of the map, he is going to win this game. And that's exactly what this is leading towards. Free now has enough force that he can move out there and do some harassment, try to get some mind drags going. HiyA desperately trying to retake that 6 o'clock. But Free's going to be able to get his fourth up and running before HiyA even has his third. So absolutely horrible position for a Terran player to be in against the Protoss.
Yeah, and especially with the complete lack of map presence for HiyA. He's just got nothing going right now. You could really see HiyA take a quick fifth as well. He could take the natural, the top left main if he wanted to. Now you can see him starting to get his upgrades. I'm kind of surprised that Free actually hasn't thrown down a second forge and just gone for some mass upgrades. I think HiyA's at 1-1 right now. Yeah, HiyA's at 1-1. So Free should be able to catch up pretty quickly if he throws down that second forge and really
0-0 actually.
Oh, he's at 0-0, really? Oh,
yep.
Okay, never mind. My video's a little bit blurry then. Well, we do have the Templar Archives and the Stargate coming up, so we are going to be seeing Arbiter play here. And with as many bases as Free has, he could go 2 Stargates, get out a bunch of Arbiters, and you could really just see Stasis just absolutely manhandling whatever Terran pushes comes. We do see some Vultures coming to the top left position, going to try and get some Probe Tails. They'll get a few here. It looks like they're going to get 3, 4. They're going to get a few more. This is actually a pretty solid harassment from HiyA. I just don't think that this is enough. I mean, he's going to be a couple bases behind now. I think he is taking that 5th base, the top left natural, and this just isn't enough damage. Losing a half dozen probes just doesn't counter, being down 2 bases. It's just too much, especially considering that HiyA doesn't really have enough of an army to do a push. You saw his tank numbers there, and while it looks impressive, there's no way that tank force is going to be able to push out right now. If he was to push out right now, he would be absolutely slaughtered. So he's still going to have to turtle up here, wait for more tanks, wait for more vultures to lay down some mines, wait for upgrades or something. He's going to need something else. HiyA is just really working from a bad spot here, and he's got his 3rd base up and running, so that's something for him, but overall he's just still really far behind.
Yeah, at the very least he's doing a good job of utilizing vultures well. Cheap units, that pretty much the only thing he can get right now. He has to conserve everything else he has. We're going to be seeing the Arbiter Tribunal up on the way, and I really think that, I think those Arbiters, as soon as they get some stasis going, maybe even one mass recall will be basically the last nail in the coffin. He can either go and push with his ground